a legacy of faith, vision, and apostolic progression. In 1964, during a pivotal season of transition and spiritual conviction, a steadfast body of believers emerged from the Church of God Temple on 6th Street and Coconut Grove Avenue, carrying a divine burden for kingdom advancement and spiritual continuity. What began in humble fellowship within the home of Bishop Neville and Sister Edna Hart would ultimately become the prophetic foundation of one of the Bahamas' most distinguished Pentecostal ministries. Among those instrumental in establishing the ministry's early foundation were Brother Richard and Sister Iris Dean, alongside Brother Garvin J. Tynes, whose spiritual discernment revealed the divinely inspired name Southland Church of God. Reverend Clifford Moss accepted the responsibility of shepherding the newly formed mission, while Bishop Dr. J.J. Stubbs stood faithfully alongside him, helping shape the ministry's ecclesiastical structure and spiritual identity. From its modest wooden sanctuary on Quintine Alley to its establishment on Soldier Road West, Southland Church of God steadily emerged as a beacon of worship, evangelism, and Pentecostal power. Under the anointed leadership of Bishop Clifford Moss, the ministry became known for transformative preaching, dynamic worship, and a spiritual atmosphere that transcended barriers and touched countless lives. Following his passing, Bishop Dr. Tootin C. Stubbs advanced the ministry with remarkable vision, prayerful leadership, and unwavering dedication. Alongside his devoted wife, Sister Helena Stubbs, he expanded both the spiritual and physical framework of the church, cultivating a culture of excellence, discipleship, and intercession that would leave a lasting imprint upon the ministry for generations to come. In 2013, Bishop Goliath Burrows was elected and installed as senior pastor of Southland Cathedral Church of God. Despite seasons of challenge and internal transition, the ministry continued forward through leadership development, perseverance, and faithful commitment. Though his tenure eventually concluded in 2020, the ministry remains grateful for his years of labor and contribution. Then came a defining moment in the history of Southland. On March 31st, 2021, Reverend Devard Francis was elected by majority vote as the fourth pastor of Southland. Though his official installation faced unexpected delays, his commitment to the ministry never wavered. With a heart of a shepherd and the resilience of a visionary, he immediately began rebuilding, restoring, and reigniting the spiritual momentum of the house. Under his leadership, discouraged believers found renewed hope, former members returned, and new souls were added to the fellowship. Even amid opposition and division, Pastor Francis remained steadfast, leading with faith, conviction, and uncommon determination. During one particular defining season of transition and spiritual warfare, Bishop Sanford Rose Sr. made the bold and memorable decision to pray over every chair in the sanctuary from the pulpit to the doors of the church, symbolizing divine covering, unity, and solidarity with Pastor Devard during his season of battle. His unwavering support and spiritual maturity would later lead to his appointment as assistant pastor and bishop of the house, where he continues to serve faithfully with seniority, wisdom, and reverence to this day. Pastor Francis's early efforts also included securing the purchase of a much-needed church bus, replacing aging carpeting, and implementing meaningful improvements throughout the ministry, including the remodeled Elizabeth Smith Fellowship Hall. On October 7, 2022, Reverend Devard Ronaldo Francis was officially consecrated and installed as senior pastor of the newly renamed Southland Cathedral Global Ministries. From that moment forward, the ministry entered a remarkable season of spiritual and organizational transformation. Recognizing the need for both structural enhancement and spiritual renewal, Pastor Francis launched major renovations across the campus while simultaneously strengthening the ministry's spiritual foundation through intensified prayer, fasting, worship, and biblical teaching. Under his leadership, SCGM evolved into a thriving center of revival, excellence, and modern ministry impact. His visionary leadership gave birth to the Power of Prayer and Praise Conference, which rapidly became a defining gathering within the Christian community, hosting internationally recognized preachers, worship leaders, and artists from the Bahamas and abroad. Through this initiative, the cathedral emerged as a sacred assembly for revival, prophetic ministry, and spiritual awakening. Pastor Francis also redefined Holy Week observances through the creation of Journey to the Cross, a sacred worship experience centered upon reverence, remembrance, and the resurrection power of Jesus Christ. A strong passion for musical and creative excellence likewise flourished under his leadership. Through Southland Music, the ministry released its debut single project, Break, featuring Pastor Devard Francis and Minister Cara T. Newton. Followed by Mountain Move, ministered by Reverend Jolyn Stubbs and the team during the Liftoff Concert Event of the Year, featuring Todd Delaney and Ty Tribbett. These projects have further expanded SCGM's influence both nationally and beyond. Yet beyond conferences, renovations, and musical excellence, perhaps the most defining mark of Pastor Francis's leadership has been the restoration of spiritual hunger and the revival of prayer within the ministry. Monday night prayer became a sacred altar for healing, deliverance, miracles, prophetic revelation, and spiritual renewal. As Pastor Francis ministered under a heightened dimension of spiritual authority and discernment, many witnessed a profound evolution in both his leadership and ministry mantle. During one powerful worship encounter, Reverend Denise Rowe prophetically declared elevation over his life and ministry, publicly affirming what many had already discerned in the Spirit. In that defining moment, the ascension toward the office of Apostle-elect was prophetically set into motion. What once began as the journey of a young leader navigating intense opposition has now become the testimony of a visionary shepherd, helping transform the trajectory of a historic ministry. Through resilience, innovation, prayer, and divine guidance, Apostle-elect Devard Francis has helped usher Southland Cathedral Global Ministries into a new era of relevance, revival, creativity, and kingdom impact. Today, we proudly honor and celebrate the gift of God manifested through the life of Apostle-elect Devard Francis, Lady Janet Francis, and the entire first family of SCGM as they commemorate 5 impactful and transformative years of leadership. And while we celebrate all that God has already accomplished, we remain fully persuaded that greater still awaits. The vision continues to expand, the assignment continues to unfold, and the future of Southland Cathedral Global Ministries shines brighter than ever before. With the unwavering prayers, love, and support of your congregation surrounding you, we celebrate you, Apostle-elect Devard Francis, and the continued charge ahead in ministry. The legacy lives on, the mantle continues, and the best is yet to come.